Alrighty, hey everyone, welcome. We're so glad you popped on. I am a good friend with Hannah, and actually, Hannah's a good friend with Jessie. Jessie, is that how you say your name? Not Jessica? Either one. Okay. But anyways, I always say, whoever's a good friend of Hannah is my friend too. So, and thank you guys, all you girls, for popping on, and anyone that's going to listen to the recording. This will be super fun. So my name is Megan Goff, and I'm popping on to just share my story with Plexus. So long story short, let's see, where should I start? Let's see, I'm a mom of 6. I'm getting ready to have baby number 7 this fall. But about 7 years ago, I got super sick, and we found out that we had mold in our farmhouse. And so I went through this journey of trying to figure out, well, 1, what was wrong with me, and 2, how to heal. So I actually had heard about Plexus in the midst of recovering, and I said, no, thank you. It looks like it's for people that need to lose weight and people that are diabetic. And so I didn't think that I needed it. But it wasn't until about 2 years later that I had multiple friends reaching out to me, and they're like, Megan, you need to look at Plexus. It's stuff that you would totally track with. It's gut health. It's the things that you're all passionate about with wellness and healing from the inside out and things like that. They're like, you need to take a peek at it. And so after multiple people were talking to me about it, and I started seeing it more on Facebook, and people are educating about all the things, that I was like, okay, well, maybe I should look at it and not just be so negative. But it felt like one more thing. Like, okay, I feel like I've tried everything. What's one more thing? But at the same time, I did have a little glimmer of hope and a little bit of like a pull to just like, what if? Like, go ahead and try it. Like, what am I out? you know? And so I decided to start the Triplex combo, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, which is a combo that deals with basic core health issues. So it's not anything magical. It's blood sugar balance. It's reducing inflammation. It's helping with gut health. And it's, what did I forget? Nutrient absorption. Okay. So I always tell people, like, Plexus is not magic. It's not some sort of cure-all, but what I have found over the years, and after seeing literally thousands of people now that are on my Plexus team have crazy, amazing health results, it's because of those core issues. And so we're going to talk about the 3, main overarching themes that Plexus addresses. So the first thing I'll talk about is gut health. I don't know if you guys have any particular interests, like if you're like, oh my word, I'm mostly interested in gut health, maybe put it in the chat. That way I know where to concentrate my time in talking about the products. But the things we're going to talk about are gut health, and then the skin and beauty combos, and then the healthy weight loss. So weight loss is an aspect of Plexus, but it's not the only thing. And that's like in my brain 7 years ago is what I thought. And so anyways, I'm super passionate about eating healthy, about exercise, about what you eat matters, and also about supplements, because my naturopath actually told me, she's like, unless you stay out a good quality probiotic, a good multivitamin, and omega, your symptoms are going to end up returning eventually. I ended up having like an autoimmune thyroid issue. They told me I wouldn't have any more kids. This was almost 3 kids ago. So all that to say, when your body comes back into alignment and gets healthy, there's a lot of body functions that start to act normal, right? It's like God has equipped our body with little warning bells. So if something's not quite right, you're going to feel it. You're going to have symptoms of that. And too often, us as Americans, we just get used to living life on only a couple cylinders, right? And I'm like, I need to do whatever I need to do in order to function optimally for my health. Like, I can't be a mom from my couch, or at least not a very effective one, much less, serve God's kingdom. And so anyways, I'm excited because we're going to talk about a couple starter packs. But maybe before we do that, I'll have Hannah pop on and just share her quick little testimonial with Plexus. I didn't really finish my story, did I? So basically, the products helped me heal my gut. Okay, so I was up to a certain point in my health when I had actually went ahead and started the products. But the first week, I noticed an uptake in my energy, and like, I felt like dancing. I'm like, oh my word. Like, I wasn't sad or depressed before, but I was like, wow, I'm noticing a difference with these products. And so I basically transitioned over what I was using with my naturopath, which were super expensive. Okay. And I know that they were good quality supplements, but what I found is Plexus has combination products. They were a fraction of the price. There was a money back guarantee, and there's actually a way to get compensated off my own orders, right? So it was like, no brainer. This makes sense. And I also appreciated the fact that it wasn't just addressing gut health, which my naturopath didn't necessarily know how to treat mold toxicity, but she was helping me with healing my gut. And we revamped my diet, which was already healthy before, but just to take every precaution to align my body for complete and whole healing, total healing. And so anyways, I noticed like the fact that there was a blood sugar balancer. I was like, that's super cool. Because after I had Daniel, my fifth baby, my blood sugars were just like constantly bottoming out, shaky. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And so I popped on the products. I decided, you know what, supplements are groceries to me. It's a priority, something that I'm going to invest in because it's important. And so I started to notice a few things right away. And then I started a process of detox, which isn't scary, but someone like me that was still full of a lot of mold and toxins, I had more detox than the average person, but I knew it was good. I knew what was happening. And I just went with the flow, right? And I started to share a little bit and helped a few other people get my products covered. And actually, Hannah was one of my very, very first customers way back, like 5.5 years ago. So that's a little fun fact for you. But that's kind of my story in a nutshell. I really saw a lot of health change starting in month 4 through 6. I really noticed all of the rest of my gut health issues were resolved. I wasn't hypersensitive to every single thing I was eating. I felt good. I felt clear-minded. Not, I didn't have brain fog. I wasn't getting like crazy anxiety at nighttime and things like that. So I'm super thankful. I also put my kids on ProBio 5 in the first month, actually the second month that I started, and my son Benjamin's eczema completely went away. And so it was at that point, it was like, okay, there's something to this. Why? And so I started researching more about leaky gut and the importance of gut health. And ProBio 5 specifically is a probiotic that has enzymes that break down candida in the gut. And so I just call it my Superman little probiotic. So my husband was very skeptical, but he's also my guinea pig, and he's always like game for trying stuff if I like literally hand it to him. And so I put him on the products also. He lost 20 pounds. He lost the hand arthritis that he was having. He wasn't having to take a nap every day, and he dropped the pots of coffee he was drinking to stay awake. So all that to say, he saw wonderful results too. So that is a little bit of our story. Hannah, why don't you go ahead and unmute and just share a little bit of your health testimonial, because I think it's so awesome to hear different people share.
Much, Megan. Yes, I was one of your first customers 5.5 years ago and had no idea the value of what I was getting myself into. And I quit. I was that customer that quit, right? And I had started the products because some of you might know my background a little bit, but my husband and I are full-time missionaries to South Sudan, Africa. We travel there every year. We bring the whole family. We have 7 children. Well, I'm about to have baby number 8 in a couple of days, but at this time, 5.5 years ago, I had baby number 6, all by C-section, by the way. All of my babies been C-section birth. And I did not bounce back after baby number 6. And by that, I mean that I still felt like I was first trimester pregnant, but with a newborn. It was very strange. My hair started falling out, which is kind of normal postpartum for everybody, but for me, it was abnormal. I had very long hair that had always been very healthy, and all of a sudden, it was all over the place, which is very scary and actually really depressing when you're postpartum, you're overweight, you're tired anyway, and all of a sudden your hair is all over the place. So that was kind of the first indication that something was not right. And it started me on a very long and strange journey into the world of typical medicine, straight up just regular doctors who don't really have answers for this kind of thing. My lab work was coming back normal. My thyroid testing was coming back normal. I was not normal. And things kind of snowballed for me, and actually was over the course of 7 years. So I reached out to Megan like 5.5 years ago and said, what's this thing that you're sharing? And just, I was real spotty with it. I wasn't consistent. So I didn't really see any benefits from it. And I think I only really was on it for a couple of weeks, probably consistent. So So no change there because, we're not, nothing is a magic pill, right? And at the time I was dealing with debilitating exhaustion. I was 70 pounds overweight. I hadn't lost anything from the pregnancy, plus I was still gaining. I had no energy. I was, like you said, Megan, I was parenting from the couch. I was mothering from the couch. I lived for nap time. All of our children were under the age of 10 at that point, and the thought of just daily life, getting up out of bed and going through the motions was overwhelming. I was waking up in the middle of the night for the first time in my life with anxiety attacks. I've never been like a stressed out, that was not me. And all of a sudden, 3 a.m. on the dot, I would wake up and my heart would be racing, and it would be just a series of scary thoughts. It would be like a panic attack. And I would wake up feeling faint. I remember the other day, I actually did start fainting. It was very strange. I think I had a lot of blood pressure dips, really low blood sugar. My blood sugar was all over the place, and I know that because I was addicted to sugar. I mean, like seriously addicted to sugar. It was not just like, oh, I like sweets. It was like there was never enough. I couldn't have enough. And also coffee. Coffee was I love good coffee, and I still do, but it was 6 cups a day, at least 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, sometimes 1 right before bed, or like, in between dinner and bed. It did not keep me up, but it got me through the day. So fast forward to finding out it was adrenal fatigue. The adrenals are often overlooked. Definitely, if you're just going to a regular doctor for your symptoms, the adrenals are not going to be addressed. My adrenals had burned out. Adrenals, of course, they're responsible for the production of adrenaline and cortisol. My cortisol was through the roof. I did go to a naturopath, and she put me on a line of supplements for a 9-month program that were like Megan's story, very similar, super pricey. And actually for me, at the end of that 9-month journey through the naturopath's methods, I had only marginally improved. And it was, it's pretty discouraging. I remember during that time seeing you, Megan, and saying, you know what, I'm good with Plexus because we're flat out with like all the different supplements that I'm on right now, and I don't see why this would be a game changer. So no, thank you. So fast forward to the birth of baby number 7. I did actually get pregnant again, which had been a thing. I had a 7-year gap. The whole time I was not well, I had a 7-year gap between baby number 6 and baby number 7. Everybody else had been 2 years apart. So something was really wrong. My cycles were all over the place. I don't want to, go too far into all the details, just to say I was a hot mess for a long time. And here I am, I'm pregnant, baby number 7. Oh no. I mean, it was a blessing, but oh no, because I wasn't feeling my best. And the whole pregnancy, I didn't start, the first trimester stuff lasted well into the second trimester. It was a rough pregnancy. It was rough. Thankfully, her birth went okay, but I felt myself sinking lower and lower. The depression, I mean, postpartum, you're always prone to that anyway, a lot of us, but the dark thoughts, and she was 3 months old, and I remember feeling like, okay, I'm not getting younger. I'm not getting younger. The family is still young. They need me. I have a baby. I'm needed. In the midst of this, my husband, our full-time ministry, my husband needs me. I can't go back, to just surfing the couch, and just surviving. So I reached out to Megan, and that was now two years ago, 2-point-something years ago, and immediately started with the triplex, which Megan's going to share about shortly. But within the day 4, I remember waking up, after nursing the baby all night long and not feeling like I'd been run over by a train. Feeling like I could put one foot in front of the other, and like a little bit of pep in my step. For me, that was my first like aha moment, like maybe this stuff really, maybe there's something to this. And the benefits have gone on from there, from day 4 to today, 2.5, some odd years later. I get baby number 8, of course, like I said, on the way in 4 days. And I have never felt better. And this pregnancy is never really easy. But I would say, if I could use that word, for lack of a better word, it's been an easy pregnancy. The difference between a Plexus pregnancy and all the others is like night and day. So I'm a firm believer in the value of healing our guts, balancing our blood sugar, and dealing with inflammation. And so that's my story in a nutshell. All of our children are on the products. My husband's on the products. We love them. We have also been healed with eczema issues. Seasonal allergies were a huge thing in our house for me also. actually Claritin was like, had to have Claritin in the house. We haven't had to have Claritin in the house for like a year. So definitely something to healing the gut. And that's my story. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I'm so glad to share about it. I love sharing because it's life-changing, and we want, to offer this gift to as many people as possible. So yeah.
Exactly. And I know Jesse has been using the products. Are you able to unmute and just share a teeny tiny, like 2 minutes about your experience so far, or what you're excited about with Plexus?
Sure. Can everybody hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Okay. So I think I've been doing about 4 months, 4.5 months, October, I think. Finally, my whole family has had gut issues as far as like IBS, and I have a cousin that has Crohn's disease, a lot of lactose intolerance, just a lot of gut health stuff. And so, just said, hey, why don't you try this? Because I was thinking, Pepto-Bismol was my best friend. So, I said, sure, why not? I'll, have a little extra money. I'll just invest in this. I feel like, my health, if there's anything else, I can skip on the new pair of shoes if I can buy my vitamins, you know what I mean? So yeah, I started them, and I think, and my daughter, so what happened is my daughter, Cassandra, she just turned 13 in January, but she was starting to have really bad stomach aches, to the point where they were debilitating, like laying in bed, and it kind of like freaked me out. And I said, okay. So I think that's when I started reaching out to Hannah, asking her about her kids, and it's like, are they on these, what are they taking? What are you taking? And so that was kind of threw me into it. Was more of my daughter, because I was like, okay, I need to figure something out for her first. So anyway, we started taking the what is it? I forget now. Can I think? Yeah, I can go get all my bottles. But so we started taking them, and I think, what was it?
The Triplex?
Oh, I don't know what she said. No, it wasn't the Triplex. Yeah, and the kids one. Yep. So yeah. And so within like a week, she started feeling better. We had we were never ever regular going to the bathroom number 2 ever in my life, So after like 2 weeks, literally, she didn't have any more stomach issues. We were regular, and it was just mind blowing. So I was just like, wow. So I started trying other different things, the Vitabome, for things for like anxiety, things like that. That started, just kind of leveled me out. The pink drink, boost of energy a bit. So things like that. Just, I'm only 4 months into it. So usually it takes like, the 30 to 60 days. And, some people it takes a little bit longer. It depends on your own body. But for me, just that stomach issue part was just, I never expected it to work that well. So I'm just thankful that I just took the opportunity to do it. And as far as other people know, like I had a hysterectomy 4 years ago. So I have PCOS, and I saw, Hannah showed me when I first started, like a video on that in itself, and how a woman, her testimony, that it healed her. And I was thanking God for, beat my journey already, but I was just, if I knew about it 4 years ago, I would have tried that before I had my hysterectomy and everything. So so that was another thing. So just what's your health is worth it, and why not? It's a money back guarantee. For me, it was kind of a seller thing too. If it didn't work, I could return it, get my money back. So but that's about it, I think, right now. So
awesome.
My journey's just starting, but a lot of benefits already. So.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. I'm so encouraged to hear how the products work for other people, because everyone's body is specific to them. And so what helps someone really revamp their gut health and get rid of some of their inflammatory bowel issues. For another person, it's like, we don't have any allergies or eczema anymore. For another person, they're like, you know what? I already know I should be on supplements, so I just need some stuff to kind of up my game for, you know, my workouts and my triathlon and my marathon training. So people come to Plexus with different needs and different reasons for starting. You do not have to be sick on the couch and suffering from tired mom syndrome, or, you know, some big heavy hitter like fibromyalgia, or, you know, a lot of autoimmune stuff, or Lyme disease. I mean, those types of issues are really, really helped by Plexus products. But there are the people that are already pretty healthy, but they know they need good supplements. And so I'm super excited that Plexus really addresses across the board, you know, the different demographics of people and different ages. Like we have babies on ProBio 5 all the way up to people my grandma's age who used to struggle so horribly with IBS type symptoms. So that's the cool thing. I'm going to really quickly breeze through a couple of product combos. I'm going to start with my favorite combo. It's called the Triplex. Okay, so this would be covering the gut health aspect of Plexus, which we have also obviously multiple combos. There's bigger bulk packs, but this is at the core of pretty much everything. And you can get this alone, you know, as a standalone combo as well. But basically the pink drink is our cornerstone product. It's pink because of beetroot, sweetened with stevia, and it helps to regulate blood sugar. So a lot of people don't realize that their blood sugar throughout the day is just like a roller coaster. So you're running into the gas station and, you know, getting a soda, or you're running through the drive-through because you're like, oh my word, I'm so starving. But that, you know, our bodies need fuel, need energy, right? But often our blood sugar is just so out of whack that we eat the wrong things to help get it back up, right? And then we end up crashing afterwards. Coffee, Starbucks, whatever. And so the pink drink helps to regulate blood sugar, and insulin is our master hormone. So when you start to regulate insulin, a lot of people realize, oh my word, like my periods are better. I mean, I took a pregnancy test for 6 months of my first, 6 months of Plexus, because I was like, where's my PMS symptoms? Weird, right? And so it all has connections. So hormone balance is a lovely little side note to the pink drink, both for men and women. So it's not really talked about heavily, but ED is something that plagues a lot of men, and Plexus, pink drink, and Active have helped people with that. So just side note. Also, a lot of people notice an uptick in their energy and better sleep. That's a result of better blood sugar, okay? Better blood sugar balance, I should say. And then these two are the little gut health combo. So you have ProBio 5, which I already talked about a little bit, Superman probiotic that helps to fight candida in the gut. So I was on a really high CFU count probiotic that was about 4 times as expensive as ProBio 5. And I'm not going to say it wasn't effective, but this just works differently because it has those enzymes and the antifungal in addition to the probiotic strains. So I'm assuming you guys all know about probiotics, that it's good for your gut health to be introducing the good healthy microbes, because our gut is like a garden and we want the right things growing. A lot of times we just get, because of a lot of antibiotic usage, a lot of sugar, a lot of just different medications, our high stress lifestyles, like all environmental toxins, like that's what it was for me, where our gut health just gets topsy-turvy and wonky. And so a good probiotic will help balance that out, and especially one that has some enzymes that fight candida yeast. And then BioCleanse is more of like, so this is more of like the scrubber, and then this is like the sweeper. So they work together to repopulate and rebalance your gut garden, for lack of a better word. But some people get scared of this because they're like, oh my word, it's cleanse and I'm already going too much. Well, this helps people obviously that have struggles with constipation, but also it is really, really important because it helps oxygenate your system. And it's not magic. I mean, it's magnesium. So it took away my restless legs, and it just works really, really well with ProBio 5. You may not need 6 a day. Okay, you may be someone that's like, you know what, I take 1 and I'm good, So that's highly customizable, as with any supplement. It's not the same as like a medication where you have to do it like exactly how someone else does it. So I see a couple of people chatting and chiming in. Oh, Hannah is. If you guys have any particular questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Or if you're like, hey, I'm really more interested in the skincare or whatever, I can hone in on that a little bit more. Right now, it's literally just breezing through things. Plexus also has a skincare line. And so there's some great combos that include the collagen. If you have never used collagen, it is awesome. It helps with fine lines, wrinkles. It's something that you put in your drink. It's super easy, super simple to use. There's a little scoop. I actually have taken it for years. And then when Plexus came out with theirs, I was super pumped because it has a superfood blend. There's multiple types of collagen in here. And as we age, we're not producing it like we do when we're younger, okay? And then Joyome is the skin serums. So there's an AM one, a PM one, super simple to use. It adheres to European standards, so it's very clean. You're not gonna be concerned like, oh my word, what am I putting on my skin? So this is awesome. My mom has used Plexus with me, and she's like, oh my goodness, Joyome and collagen, those are my favorite Plexus products. She's hilarious. Oh my word. She's 60 and she has beautiful skin. I mean, she's beautiful anyways, but I'm always cracking up because I like get customers because she's talking to people about it. She doesn't want anyone to buy it from her. I'm like, Mom, you could totally do that. But she just tells people, like, she's a natural, like, she just shares with people. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the weight loss, the healthy weight essentials. Well, there's multiple packs, but there's different combos. If you want a larger combo that has the triplex at the core, which I actually highly recommend if you're looking for weight loss, because you want healthy, natural weight loss. You don't want some sort of fast thing where it's going to pull it off of you and then you're going to pack it back on right away. And so sustainable weight loss starts in the gut. A lot of people, I mean, you can lose 5 pounds by unconstipating yourself, whatever that's called. So I highly recommend these because they're awesome. Okay, so triplex is part of some of the bigger bulk packs for weight loss. But we have the lean protein shake. This is awesome, 15 grams of protein. You can make it into a snack or a meal replacement shake. I drink these. The kids drink them. You can make them into like a brownie bowl. Super, super great. It's not going to jack your blood sugar. It's not going to pack the weight on you. And it's great, especially if you're really needing weight loss. Some people do it twice a day. And so kind of do a pseudo, like extended fasting time. And then they just eat one big meal a day, one healthy big meal a day. But these are fabulous. It cuts the calories so you're not over consuming. And they're super simple. You can pop it in your purse and take it with you wherever you go. And it's easy to mix the collagen in. It's just as delicious mixed with coconut milk or almond milk as it is if you throw it in the blender with some low glycemic fruits like berries. So I like mine just as well in a shaker bottle, and I shake it and go, right? So, and then I'm going to talk really quickly about these two. So this is the other pink drink, and it's a little bit of a bigger stick pack than the other one, but this one deals more with hunger. It's called Hunger Control Slim. I should say deals with more for weight loss, not hunger. It does curb appetite somewhat. So you want a natural appetite. You do not want to be craving foods all the time, especially the wrong foods, right? And so this is actually called the Microbiome Slim, and it's more for gut health. This is the Hunger Control Slim, and it's targeting more for weight loss. I drink both of them. I love them both. And so it's fine to try both, see which one works best for you. This is a little bit simpler because it doesn't have the prebiotic blend. So some people like it because of that. Other people are like, I really need the weight loss. I need the extra fiber. And then Active is our new clean energy drink, which I say that, but I'm like, I don't drink it necessarily for energy, but more for the adrenal benefits. So there's turmeric in it. It's highly anti-inflammatory. I should say that correctly. Anti-inflammatory. It has some great lineup of ingredients. I'm not going to go into all the details on it, but there is a new flavor that just dropped today. It's yummy. It's a starfruit guava flavor, and this one is peach mango. But both of them pair really well with either of the slims. I just mix them together, pour it over ice, and it's like my afternoon pick-me-up. So if you get munchy later in the day, it's perfect. So yes, fabulous for adrenal support. So yes. And good for workouts too, if you're a workout guru. Okay, so, all right, we gotta wrap it up really fast. But basically what I talked about were the $99 combos, so they're smaller packs. There are larger packs that are $199. So whichever one you go with, it's still great. I highly recommend the bigger packs because you're getting more bang for your buck. It's like buying in bulk, right? You're getting a more comprehensive view of Plexus because you're able to try more than just a couple of products, right? The cool thing right now is there's some great discounts. There's a 10% off discount code. There is also, instead of a $40 joining fee to get wholesale pricing, it's only $9. And if you decide to join in the next 24 hours and get started, we're going to do a little coupon stack so that you get that $10 rebated back to you. So super cool, super fun. And I'm basically just going over the wholesale options. I don't usually recommend that people sign up as a customer because it is more expensive and you don't have as many perks. So really quick, I'll just say there are no fees, no like required auto ships. You don't have to sell anything. But the cool thing is you get compensated on your own products. So that's why I started actually as a wholesale customer, for lack of a better word, because it was like the health food store does not give me compensation on my products, right? So this does. That's super awesome. And I knew I wanted to get the kids on it and get Justin on it. And the other thing that they do is they have like a loyalty rewards program. So after 3 months of consistency, you'll basically get a free product and you accrue these little points and you can apply them. Super cool. So it's like a full free product. So if you decide like, hey, I really want to try that collagen, but I got to do the guts health stuff right now, just know that consistency adds up and Plexus rewards that. So that's super cool. So you probably are in one of 3 buckets. Number 1 bucket is I'm ready to try the products. Number 2 little bucket or category, you can just categorize yourself. Number 2 category is, you know what, I really, really want to try these products, and I would be totally game for helping a couple friends get started so I don't have to budget for my products. I recommend actually that everyone does that. It's a win because they can turn around and do the same thing. And so then you're getting your products paid for and you're helping other people get healthy. So it's a really, really sweet thing. And then you may be in the 3rd bucket, which is, hey, the products sound fabulous, and hey, I'm interested in a business because I would totally do this from home. I'm looking for a second income stream. Right now, the economy is so unstable. You know, as many income streams as we can get rolling, the better. So you're probably in one of those 3 categories. And you know, we're here to help answer questions and to just let you know what's available. We kind of laid it out for you so you have all the scoop, all the info. And right now, actually, Plexus had put out a stimulus, a $6 million stimulus in the month of April, and they've continued it into May because of all of the COVID things that are going on, all the COVID, I don't even know what to call it, crazy, right? And so they recognize that people, 1, need wellness, and number 2, people need financial help. And so if you're one of those people that has been really heavily affected by economically, by maybe you own a small business or whatever, or maybe your job is deemed non-essential, which I don't agree. I don't think that any job is non-essential, but you know what I mean? So if you're one of those people, if you help 3 friends get started, you can get a $260 to, I think it goes up to $500. I've seen $700. It depends on how many friends you help. But you can make some really, really big bonuses this month for helping some people get started. So I know for a lot of people, an extra $300 to $500 a month is like a game changer for their family. And so if you've been praying for some sort of opportunity to be able to work at your convenience and at your leisure from literally from a cell phone, this is super sweet. So, and if you, after this little Zoom, are like, oh my word, I've totally thought of some people that have different health issues that I could help. Or maybe you're just thinking, you know what, I could help my mom, my hubby, and my BFF get started. We could do it together. Just know that we're totally available to do these little info Zooms. I mean, it's super informal. Obviously, you hear my kids yelling because we have a slide in our house, and so they're doing like hot laps right now. So, alrighty. Man, I think that we might have to go ahead and continue our conversation in some 3-way chats because Hannah and I have another call with Tara, and we got to pop off. But you know what, Jesse, if you want to just create a couple three-way messages so we can help answer people's questions. Normally I open it up for a Q&A time, but we're running out of time. So I did see that Sharon uses Ease 3 months plus 3 a day with my prescribed meds. Great news. I've been using it on its own for a week now. It works so much better than the prescription. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't even talk about Ease and Nerve, but Ease is super great for inflammation. It's basically a really high-powered anti-inflammatory. It's an omega, and it also has some other great ingredients, some enzymes that break down, you know, inflammation and stuff that happens in our joints that we don't want to be happening. So that's super cool. Thank you for sharing that. But we're going to pop off. Thank you guys for coming. I will go ahead and get the recording up. Jesse, I'm super excited for you. And Nicole, Sarah, the other Nicole, or is this 2 Nicoles? Same Nicole. And Sharon. Okay, two different Nicoles. Awesome. We'll go ahead and chat some more on Facebook Messenger. If you're on Marco Polo, feel free to ask any question. We're open books. So we will pop off. Thank you all for joining. You guys have a great Monday night. See ya.